إذا وقعت الواقعة ليس لوقعتها كاذبة خافضة رافعة إذا رجت الأرض رجا وبست الجبال بسا فكانت هباء منبثا وكنتم أزواجا ثلاثة فأصحاب الميمنة ما أصحاب الميمنة وأصحاب المشأمة ما أصحاب المشأمة والسابقون السابقون أولئك المقربون في جنات النعيم ثلة من الأولين وقليل من الآخرين على سرر موضونة متكئين عليها متقابلين يطوف عليهم ولدان مخلدون بأكواب وأباريق وكأس من معين لا يصدعون عنها ولا ينزفون وفاكهة مما يتخيرون ولحم طير مما يشتهون وحور عين كأمثال اللؤلؤ المكنون جزاء بما كانوا يعملون إن هذا لهو حق اليقين فسبح باسم ربك العظيم.
I'm so sorry. I didn't have myself unmuted yet. I apologize. Of course, what would Saturday be without me? And this light over here is not helping me. I'm looking white. Well, there you go. Happy Saturday, everybody. I hope everybody's having a fun day. No pressure. The first thing I want to talk about this morning is SallyAnn. SallyAnn, I'm so proud of you for what you went through and come out the other side, getting the help that you need. We're all here for you, and the ones who aren't here for you and the ones that want to attack you, we're all here for you and we'll take up for you. along this journey for yourself. And they're idiots. Because only an idiot would attack you at that moment. So next, let's get to that idiot right out the gate. Jamie. And yeah, that's what I'm going to call you, by your name. Because you're supposed to be a man. And I address men by their names. You were not up there to help her. Those women were up there to help her. But you were not. A real man would have stepped down. A real man gives a shoulder for a woman in a moment like that. What real men do is not push her further. Even if you think it's not real men don't do that. So it's obvious to me that you haven't had real man training. You don't even have real boy training. And I haven't seen one man get on camera and tell you that what you did was unmanly. No matter what you call it, no matter what you think you thought you were doing, you were not helping her. And you know it. You know you weren't helping her. You know you were pushing. You might try that bullshit angle on a bunch of girls. Who will believe you? Because apparently that's the only people that you can control. You can't handle men. You can't handle men who can approach you. You never have a conversation with men. You only allow yourself to have a conversation with women. And then you try to berate them. You try to cut them down. You try to overtalk them. You call them names. Only to the women. That's what you do. Every time I go online since the incident with SallyAnn, I either hear you and Robbie and other people, I guess we call it your side of the fence and our side of the fence. They're very two different fences. And I'm not sure there's a space in between those two fences. So I'm going to talk about your side. Because people on this side would never do that to SallyAnn. Even if they don't know her, they're not going to attack her when she's down. Apparently you never had a father or a mother who ever taught you that you don't hit people when they're down, because that's a real man lesson. I'm a veteran, an 18-year veteran in the U.S. Army, and even we were taught that when you go after your enemy, that when they give up or when they're down, you stop. SallyAnn, in the state that she was in, was a give up status. for you. You were a little boy beating up on a girl, and you enjoyed it. And there's nothing you can say that's going to change anybody's minds. I'm a little sad to see that another male has not addressed you one-on-one. Mainly, I think, because they know you don't listen. You're the most vile, uneducated, ignorant person I've ever heard. Along with, now that you got off that, you're on some other kind of road trip with, there's Jamie, Kelly, Portland, and the women who follow you. I don't know what kind of women those are. But now y'all are all running around. If what you did to SallyAnn wasn't enough, you, Kelly, Portland, and the women who follow you are trying to convince everybody out here that racism is okay. Racism is not okay. I'm wondering why Khalida and them have not jumped in your ass. And if you don't know who Khalida is, that's because she hasn't jumped in your ass. But I guess they say you're a wasted cause. I don't know that you're a wasted cause. There's something really, really wrong with you on so many levels. You're vile toward women. You're a racist. And what makes you a racist? And your little girl harem, I guess. And let me guess, because my name is Nasir, the happy Muslim, you're going to start with calling me a terrorist, right? No, I'm an American Muslim who fought in the Desert Storm in Afghanistan. I fought along Muslims, and I have fought against Muslims. So don't try to play that card. Don't try to play the card of calling me a terrorist because every Muslim is a terrorist. No, they're not. Just like every white person is not a racist. Just like every black person is not a racist. But you are. You and your little girlfriends in Miss Portland get up there and you talk about, you know, how it's okay to use terms like, I don't even want to use it, teaching their children, and I'm only saying this word because it's the word used by this woman to call her children a niglet. What the fuck is that? It is not okay to call children that and convince them of what that is and send them off to school, letting them learn to say that. I'm from New Orleans. I'm from one of the most eclectic race culture in the whole United States. We have every color, every culture, everything in the world that blends together. We are a melting pot of color. We are a melting pot of culture. Do we have racism there? Of course we do. We have David Duke. If you don't know who that is, then you're not a very good racist. You're not new. You and your girls walk around talking about how it's okay to call kids this. It's okay to refer to women in this way. Y'all think it's okay for a woman who gets RAPED'd. You say they like it? I wonder if someone got a hold to you and you got RAPED, would you like it? You better think about that. Because men get RAPED as well as women. So are you saying on some slight way that if someone did that to you, liking, that you would like it in some way? Or are you saying no, you wouldn't? Which one is it? Because from what you're saying right now, you would like it. But you are wrong about saying that women like it. It is a medical fact that their bodies react involuntarily, but they do not enjoy it. Nobody enjoys a violation of their body, in their heart, in their mind. Nobody enjoys that. There are just so many big topics on this table right now with you and your girls. Miss Portland, Miss Kelly Portland, sit your ass down. Because I have nothing to say to you. You have managed to round yourself up in a bunch of racist people who believe in RAPE for women, and you're a female going right along with it. You are being played by your disability to create an image against you for everybody to see. There is nothing, Kelly Portland, that you can say to me that it will be okay between me and you. I've heard what you've had to say to SallyAnn's husband. And since I am a Muslim, I have nothing to say to you. I do remember you apologizing to me for saying bad things against a Muslim. But I guess you forgot about that, and I guess it was a lie. So therefore, the best thing that I can say to you, Miss Portland, Kelly Portland, is sit your ass down in a corner and be quiet. Stay out of a fight that you have no business being in. Robbie, you say you have, Jesus on your side. Well, I have God on mine. And yes, Muslims believe in Jesus, so don't even start that one. But I don't know what you think Jesus was about. Because he was not the Son of God who hated people. In fact, that's a direct opposite message that he sent. He sent a message of accepting everyone. So, either you need to go back to reading your Bible or sit down in the corner with Kelly Portland. Y'all claim that everybody's racist in some way. No, you are wrong. When I was a child, and mind you, I am an orphan. I was taken in by a family, but they were never truly my family. But when I was young and lived with this family, I never called them mother, father. The brothers and sisters were never my brothers and sisters. I was never truly adopted, so I stayed an orphan until I could be on my own as an adult. Then I went into the military, and so on, life goes. But as a kid, I think I was about 12, maybe, I went to the local fair. And we were riding all the big rides and everything. And my friend, he's my friend Michael. I went to school with him. I went to school with all kinds of different races of people. But he was getting on this ride that was famous for like slinging your wallet out of your back pocket. So he handed me his wallet. And we got lost from each other at the fair. No big deal, right? I said to myself, I can't find him. I looked for hours. I went home and I said to myself, I'll give it to him tomorrow at school. No big deal. He was a good friend of mine. About 10 o'clock that night, there was a knock on our door. The father of this house opened the door, asked him what he wanted. He said he was looking for me, that I had his wallet. I know this part of the story from the after effect. The man called me, said, do you have this kid's wallet? I said, yes. I was holding it for him and I couldn't find him, and I was going to give it back to him on school tomorrow. So he told me to give it back to him then, and I did. No harm, no foul, right? Rubbed the door shut. And he yanked off his belt. And he beat me like no other whipping. Not a whipping, a beating. I had whelps all down my back, on the back of my legs, some on the back of my neck. Went on for a long time. And when he got done, he said, don't you ever, ever have a N-word come to my door ever again. Do you understand? I said, yes, sir. And then he sent me off to go to sleep. I didn't know that this family that I had been with for such a long time had a problem with different races of people. I wasn't aware of that because it never dawned on me. But I noticed that there was never anyone around like that. Like my friend Michael. So when I got up for breakfast the next morning before I went to school, one of the brothers or the sons of this man he was the youngest son, so he was closest to me in age. He was laughing at me, and he said, "I bet that hurt." And I was like, no big deal. I wasn't going to give him the pleasure of knowing that it hurt. He said, "I bet you won't do that again." And I was like, "Do what?" He just came to get his wallet. And it was at that moment that he said the N-word come to our door for anything ever again. And that was the first time I heard that word from someone in that house's mouth. I have heard about it at school in history books, but I never heard it come out of someone's mouth in the house. I said, "He's not that." And he started laughing at me, and he said, "You don't know where you are, do you?" And I was like, in this house. And he says, "No, you're in David Duke land." And I just said, "Oh, okay." And I didn't even know who that was at that time. I grew a hatred for the youngest son. He's about 10 years older than me. Just from that conversation, that hate kind of grew in me at him. And I left and went to school. And when I was at school, I was around all kind of races. One of my Hello, 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 hello. I'm sorry, the mic went silent for a minute. Um, so thank you for staying with me, everybody. Okay, so back to David Duke, right? So David Duke's in the house. Who the fuck is David Duke? I don't know. But I learned about a guy named David Duke in history. Again, thank God for history class. But I didn't think it was the same guy, right? Because the guy I heard about in history was um, a part of the KKK, um, and a part of segregation and hanging people from trees and just very bad things. And I'm sure that this guy in this house in the dining room is not the same David Duke. Cannot be. No way. How would these people know him? No way. So he drags me in there, right? And the guy sticks out his hand, and I don't stick out my hand. And he says, Hi, I'm David Duke. And some blase about, I'm running for this office. Like I look old enough to vote for you, dude. Shut up. Um, and I said, I'm not old enough to vote. And he goes, Well, that's too bad because the country's being taken over by, you know, and we need to take our country back. And I was like, looking at him cockeyed, like I didn't think he was saying what he's saying in front of me. And he said, Well, what do you think? And without thinking, here I go. I was just an honest kid. I said, I think you're the David Duke that's in my history book, that you wear your mama's sheets on your head and go out and take my friends and put them in trees. Are you that David Duke? And he said to me, he said, Now that's a whole different story. I said, But that's the story I'm asking you about. Are you that David Duke in my history books? And he said, That's my past. And I said, I don't think so. You're a liar. Oh, man. When I said he was a liar, I got slapped across my face so hard it knocked me down. Really hard. Knocked me into a chair and knocked the chair down. And the mother was livid. So I know another beating was coming, right? And I wasn't a bad kid. I just didn't have the same ideology as they had. So now here's two instances of things. So time goes on. And there was a restaurant. Now I'm a senior. And time goes on. And we're going to eat at this place that only sold steak and potatoes, really. And the price was like, if you went there at 5, it was $5.99. If you went there at 6, it was $6.99. At 7, it was $7.99. Pretty good deal, huh? Well, anyway, um, so we went there, and it was their youngest son, who's the one that gets me in a lot of trouble, and me and the woman, his mother. So, um, we're sitting there eating, and nothing's happening. And then this guy walks over, and in my head, I was like, "Oh shit," because it was African American, and he started talking to the guy who always gets me in trouble. And they were laughing and joking and slapping themselves on the shoulder. And the woman, who's the mother, was smiling and this, and I was thoroughly fucking confused. We're not allowed to have anyone African American at my house. I'm not allowed to talk to anybody with them in view of seeing it. And here is someone at this table at a restaurant having a good old time laughing it up with this racist kid, and the mother is racist and she's laughing it up. I am thoroughly fucking confused. So he walks back to his table, and I said, "You're going to get your ass fucking beat when we get home, because I'm definitely telling your father what I just saw." And he said, "Well, I ain't going to get in trouble because that's Benny." I was like, "What the fuck do you mean, Benny?" He said, "That's Benny. He's from my friend from high school. Dad knows all about him. We played in a band together. We played football together." And the mother said, "Yes, we know who he is." And I'm like, "What the fuck?" Because I can't figure out now. Did I misunderstand this whole thing? So I said to him, I was like, "Does Benny know you're a racist?" And he said, "No. And you're not going to tell him." I said, "The hell I ain't. You better keep him away from this table, because if he walks over here again, I'm definitely telling him." You see, I got a little braver when I got in high school. The beatings weren't so bad, and I wasn't afraid. So I know all about racism. And it's not funny. It took a long time, a lot of ages, a lot of years for people to change. And there are a lot of people out there who will never change. That boy that I grew up around is still a racist. He even trained his dog to be a racist. That's for sure. A white postal man comes, the dog does not react. But when the African American postal man comes by, you would think that dog's a Rottweiler. It's a weenie dog, but he reacts. Hate is taught. I didn't learn any of my lessons. I don't agree with racism. I don't hang around with racist people. And I never will. You damn right I'm up here speaking out about Jamie and them girls, trying to tell all of us on YouTube that it is okay to spread racism out here. No, it is not okay. There's a lot of things out here that's not okay. Jamie, you tried to spread around here that it was okay to talk about a woman's parts when it was a medical condition. That wasn't okay either. You think everything's okay that's immoral. And what makes it immoral? We do as people. As a whole, things are immoral. You think you're so intelligent, so bright, and yet you're so damn stupid. Sleuthy came in here and he said, "People like can get away with everything." Yeah, you do. Because you're a bitch boy and you don't take on a man. Sleuthy said Miss P is the happiest person around. That many people and fighting and hurting. Yeah, you get some kind of sick thing out of it, Miss Portland. Miss Portland said Muslims are disgraceful. I know one thing, Miss Portland. There'll never be a Muslim who's as disgraceful as you, Robbie, and Jamie, and all those little girls. Y'all are a disgrace. As a veteran, I fought for everybody in this country to be free. And you are the most disgraceful of all of those things. How many Muslims in the army have lost their lives for you to say how disgraceful, they are? They fought for that flag, they died for that flag in America. And yet all you have to say is nasty remarks. Go sit your ass down in a corner. Slithy says, I prefer to say racism because Islamophobia is not taken serious enough. Isn't it? What Miss P said was as bad as a racist. Miss P is a racist. Life is hard for those who are prejudged for being Muslim or looking Muslim. Yeah. Ansley said these people allow Miss P and others because they are selfish and they don't care about others. If it was homophobia, Robbie would be rightfully screaming about it. Yeah, because see, when we fight for we fight for everybody and we don't discriminate. And because that's okay and he doesn't want anyone to discriminate against him, and nobody does a little bit, but yes, there are people out there who don't like gay people. There are. Just like there are people out there who don't like black people. There's people out there who don't like Muslims. There's always going to be someone in this country who doesn't like something. Miss P discriminates against a lot more than Muslims. Like I said, there's always going to be a group of people, and they need to go meet each other. And then we need to put them on Gitmo, an island where they can live in peace and hate in peace. That's where they need to be. The island where they can hate in peace and then do what they need to do to live in peace, because I don't care. I don't care what they do to live in peace. All I know is when I hear Jamie and these women, I don't know who the women are. So, what gives you the right to talk about us? Because you are vile and you're trying to teach everybody that racism is okay, but it is not okay. You're trying to teach children that live in your homes that are smarter than you, because they're going to grow up one day. And when they do, they're going to learn. Maybe they're going to get their ass beat by other people. And then they're going to learn that it's not okay to say these kinds of words. Because there's biracial people. And they get to pick and choose. Or they just get to say right down the middle. Why do we have to be one or the other? They don't. Nasir, the happy Muslim, would you go on Robbie's panel or allow him on yours? I'd allow him on mine. If he had the balls. But I really don't think he does. I'd allow him on mine if he could talk like an adult and just talk like a person. But yeah. Everybody thinks I wouldn't. Hey, I've always said that everybody who wants to talk, they can come on my panel and we can talk it out. But I'm not going to let you sit here and call me an ignorant. I'm not an ignorant person. Don't be fooled by that. Don't try to use me being a Muslim as another factor. Get it right. I'm an American Muslim who fought for my country. So did other Muslims. Whenever he can't handle somebody's opinion, Robbie tells the other person to go eat a bunch of D's. Well, that just shows how immature he is. You know, if he can't be mature enough to get on, I know he likes to make that statement all the time, but everything is not a joke. Spoochie, is it Spoochie's Random Network? The fuck is this and why was it on my recommendation? I don't know. You clicked on it. Like I know what comes as a. Maybe it's something good that you should listen to. How the fuck I'm supposed to know what's on your recommendation?
I got my phone.
Yes, ma'am. But yes, Luthi, I know he says that. And this dude gonna come on here. What the fuck is this? What the fuck are you? He claims to be open to others' opinions, but he's not. No, he's not. I've heard him. That's why he gets angry and insulting. Well, you see, all those people over there, that is all they know how to do. They know how to yell. They know how to scream. They know how to use slurs of any kind. And if none of that works, you can go and eat a bag of D's. This is all common terminology for them. That's why they use these N words. This is why they use attacks against Muslims. I'm curious. Squirrel Girl says, I'm curious, would you ever have Lysol on your panel? I would have Jamie on my panel, but don't think I'm going to be nice to him. I'm not going to be nice to him. I will talk to him, but I'm not going to be nice to him. I'm just going to be real with him. He is afraid of males. I don't know if I'm the only one who's ever noticed. He does not talk to males. He only can talk to females. The best thing that Jamie can do for himself is to stop all this racism and agreeing with the females that he has on there, or the ones he's hanging around with. I don't even know their names. I don't want to know their names. And if Miss P is your number one girl, good. Get control of her. Oh, you don't want to control her? Well, then you're going to be having a lot of crying sessions because people were trying to be nice to her. But you can't be nice to someone who uses these kind of terminology that she does. And you've let her believe that it's okay. Well, then that means she only needs to stay by you, because by you, it's okay. That's the only place it's okay, is by you, not out here in the world. Squirrel says, I don't think it's the women doing it. Oh, yes, those women are doing it. It was the women who I heard say that the husband and her call their children a particular word that starts with an N, and it's cute. It's not cute. So there's a white woman. She said she was white. Um, and her husband, she said her husband does it, so she does it. It's just a recipe for disaster. Give the children some respect. The children, in my world, adults are the caretakers of the children. You are to be the caretakers of the children. You are to protect them, to guide them, and to lead them along the path that makes them good adults. And I don't think that shows up anywhere that um, teaches them that ugly word and teach how can they have friends? This is the cycle that needs to be broken, not encouraged. And no, I don't think the women are just going along with it at all. Do you think Miss P is fixable? I used to think that, but no, I do not now. No. I'm starting to think she's not fixable. No, she's not fixable. For her, this is just a game. And there's so many people that tried to help her. I was one of those people. Tried to help her, tried to be a friend. Um, so, no, I don't think so. I'm not going to be her friend. I'm not going to be her associate, even. Because, not even because of the Muslim comment that she made about Sally Ann's husband. Um, just the fact that you attack a person by religion tells me a lot about you and your religion. But it's not her religion because she doesn't practice it in the correct way. Um, the Muslims that do bad things, they don't practice their religion in the right way. So they're not my buddies. So I was born a Catholic, or not really born a Catholic. I grew up as a child in the Catholic faith just because the Catholic Church was down the street from me. And I don't remember the class that says, hey, hate Muslims. I fought in every war that we've had after Vietnam. So I have a lot of war experience against a lot of people. So she just is. She gets nothing now. Squirrel says, I don't think Lysol, I don't think Jamie should ever be on panel, to be honest. Why? His ears are closed and he won't hear you. He'll spew vile and twist words to justify the things he does. And when he does, I'll say you're lying and you're playing the game you always play. I can't, he can't rattle me really like he does the other people because I know he's lying. He's just a boy. Men don't act like this. Men don't do things like he does. He has a bunch of women following him. He caters to women who will follow him. The women who follow him are either racist or they're weak. And they could say right now, ooh, I'm not weak. And I'm not racist. This is America. I can think how you are correct. This is America. A person like me and other people like me have fought for you to have the rights that you have. I spilled blood for you. Every one of you. I spilled blood in almost every conflict that I was in. Doesn't mean I'm a bad soldier, just means I fight harder than the rest. And that gives Miss Portland the right to say what she wants to say. Is it correct speech? No. Is it humanity? No. Does it mean Lysol, Jamie should be talking about what women should, have done to them? No. He could probably have a really good channel without having all of that. I guess he thinks he's like way back in the day. Who's that guy who had a radio show? I can't think of his name. He acts like he has a radio show that he can say whatever he wants and people get riled up and that makes him popular. You're not popular like you think. You're hated, not loved. I don't know who did something to you. What did your mother do to you, Jamie? Let's get back to the question you asked SallyAnn. I don't want to know what your father did to you. What'd your mother do to you? Or maybe your father. What did either one of them do to you that makes you not able to approach a man and that makes you cater to women? And then I heard a thing about Howard Stern. You're right, Sleuthy. Howard Stern it is. But he's not. Howard Stern was at least intelligent about his hate. Not that hate is intelligent, it was the way that he went about it. He did it for radio views, and it wasn't even hate. He didn't hate anybody. Squirrel says it's not an act he does, it's him. The things he says he claims are a joke are really how he thinks. He almost pushed a woman to unalive herself. He says we deserve R, and in turn that I deserve R. I don't agree with. Let me put this up here again. I know it's not an act. I know the things he says are jokes are not a fact. I know that what he did he shouldn't have been up on the panel with SallyAnn. That's what I'm going to say about this right now. He should have never been up there. He can say whatever he wants to. Oh, she invited me up there. No. No. Even if she hit the button that allowed him to be up there, he should have said, I'm sorry, SallyAnn, you're not in a position to talk to me right now, and got off. Nothing else should have come out of his mouth. Nothing. That shows us right there he can't tell reality from what he wants. Nobody deserves the R word. Nobody. Well, he doesn't cater to them, but he hates women, but that's the only people that are around him. I've heard something to that effect right there, Sleuthy. He says that R affects women. SallyAnn was not in a good state to make good decisions. No, she was not. And there was a lot of people up there trying to help her. And his first bullshit was that she allowed me up here, so I should be up here. No, you should not. Even if she allowed you up there, she was not in the right state of mind. And you should have excused yourself. You should have said, SallyAnn, this is not a good time, and excuse yourself and let all the women up there help her. You exactly, Sleuthy. He was very fucking selfish. He did it all for content. He did it all for people to like him more. The people who get off on this kind of shit. That's what he does. Yes, Squirrel says he gets some sick pleasure out of what he does. Yes, he does. My thing is, I haven't heard or seen another male make a live. I know there are other males who don't agree with him, but I want to see other males get up on their panel and make a direct message to him without their women, co-sponsor. I want to see Crafton do a direct to him. Ecto, do one directly to him. Any male to do one directly to him so we can stand up for the women and say, this is not right. Because I think if you want to scare the shit out of him, let a bunch of males direct at him. I would love to see a bunch of males on panel with him. No females, just males against him. And let him talk. And then maybe we could get something resolved about it. Squirrel. Because Robbie and Siren agree with this sick POS, there are no other men that I know of besides Crafton and you that oppose this ideology. There's got to be some other male out there. And I'm not even going to talk about Siren and Robbie. I'm sick of talking about Siren. I'm not even going to talk about, because you go whatever waterway Robbie goes. That's just the end of that. Whatever he says. If he says light your pants on fire and run under an 18-wheeler, you'll fucking try it. And you're a grown-ass man. Shit. Slizzy said SallyAnn was distraught and out of mind. Yes. The other panelists and chatters and watchers were stressing over SallyAnn while Lycan was unbothered about it all. That's true. I'm going to tell you right now, I could hear that call. I heard the whole thing myself while it was going down, and I had to spend a few days over PTSD. I have a bad case of PTSD. I'm not ashamed of it. I take 6 medications for it. I'm not ashamed of it. If you've been through as many wars as I have, you would too. But the fact that I could hear her and couldn't see her, when she turned around, I thought she was getting a gun. From the sound of everything, that's what I thought. And I thought the next thing I was going to hear was the sound. I've seen a lot of suicides in my career in the military also. So I didn't hear the tape of it after. I heard it while it was going on. Even Pesky in chat said to SallyAnn that she had removed all the videos that she had made about her. Pesky showed her concern. Lycan didn't care. Lycan is a child. He is a child. And he's not a man. If y'all notice, I don't call him Lycan. I don't know what that made up name is or why he says it. I just call him by his name. I hope that his name, is like Jameson or something. And they call him Jamie. Whatever. But his name is Jamie. If you're going to act like a little boy, then I'm going to call you by your little boy name, Jamie. It's time for you to step up and take accountability. See, that's what men do. Men stand up, we take accountability, and then we try to fix what we did. We don't go and change the narrative. We don't change the narrative of what we said. We do not, real men do not step up into a situation that SallyAnn was in and try to coax her on while other people are screaming for her to stop. You were not wanted or needed there. And your best excuse for that is she invited me up. Regardless, sir, if she invited you up, you should have been a grown man and said, Sally, I know you invited me up, but this is not the time. Okay? This is not the time. I will get back with you later and step your ass off. Fucking idiot. You don't even know how to do the manly thing when it's most important of all. And no, I don't know who these women are that he's hanging out with. I just know that they follow him, or, I don't want to know them because those are girls. Girls with babies, teaching them the unwanted things of the world. We've had enough. It's enough of racism in this country. Bad enough when all the riots went along and that was brought up and brought back to the front. Not everyone in this country is a racist. If someone's a racist, you can bet you will see it when they do something or say something. They don't know how to hide it well enough. And then pretty soon that racist is going to find he ain't got very many friends except friends just like him. It's 2022. SallyAnn needs to heal. Robbie needs to leave her alone. Kelly Portland needs to go sit her ass in the corner. Jamie needs to leave SallyAnn alone until she can be of better sound and mind. If you couldn't do the right thing then, can you do it now? If you and your girls want to be a big racist party, great, stay over there. Where's over there? Wherever over there is. And this is why most of the time on my channel I talk about my faith and try to encourage people and try to give people, something to help them. I am friends with all religions. I'm just a happy Muslim. But I accept all religions and everything's accepted on my channel. Every faith. Because in every faith, God is the head. We have to learn to get along if we're an intelligent society. Well, I think I've covered enough of that for today. I'm pretty sure somebody's going to do something and I'll be back with that. Thank you all for coming. I hope to see you again soon, and have a great day.